Hey everyone, we are back with another episode of Group Chat. We have a special guest. We will reveal that special guest in a second, but we have a big episode planned. We talk everything about hospitality, nightlife. What does it take to get a reservation at the most popular place in the world? Apparently not much. You just got to go on a website. And then we're talking everything about Robinhood's wild trading, Ethereum's London hard fork. What the hell does that mean? And sugary drinks. People out here are still drinking Sunny D and Tropicana. And someone just paid $3.5 billion to own Tropicana.
Yep.
Good luck to that guy.
And Tim and I form an alliance.
Form an alliance. Wow, big alliance formed. Anand is going full on communist. Let's get into it.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, Group Chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
All right, people, we are back with another episode of Group Chat. Drama is out indefinitely.
Delta plus.
Delta, yeah.
He keeps saying he's negative.
He can't talk now.
Yeah, he's deteriorating.
Yeah. Not good. So
he was talking fine on Sunday.
Yeah, he was
on Tuesday.
Tuesday, 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So, the show must go on though. So we found we replaced him with another white person, and Brian Toll is our guest today. So since we have a lot of new listeners, I'll introduce Brian. Brian and I went to USC together, and then we proceeded to basically live together for the next 15 years. And at USC, myself and my business partner, Andres, started 5-4, which is the business we have today, which was 19 years old. And his business partner, John Turgeon, was actually in my entrepreneurship program. And what was it? How many years out of school did you guys start H-Wood?
2006, so like 4 years.
So 2006, they launched the H-Wood Group, which started out with a bang with their first property called H-Wood.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was great.
I don't know if it was a good business.
Such a bang that the city shut us down for being a public nuisance. So, yeah.
So, rough start.
Only up from there.
Yeah, rough start to the business, but now they're thriving. And Brian, like I said, we live together in
separate bedrooms.
Separate bedrooms. None of that funny business. But we lived together for a very long time, to the point where my wife, when we were getting married, I was like, who's your best friend? She goes, I think Brian. Because I would be at work, and Brian's hours, because he was in hospitality, was night. Like your business was during the night. So like in the afternoon, Haley would be home, you'd be home, you guys would be chit-chatting.
A lot of shows.
Gossip hour.
Gossip hour. Yeah. The 4:00 gossip hour was hot at our old house in the hills, which was a really fun time.
And then I think she threatened to break up with you if you didn't move out.
Yes.
So,
yeah. A lot of threatening. And then finally, H-Wood, obviously, if you're familiar with it now, we talk about it all the time, is a thriving hospitality business. How many venues do you guys have now?
We have about 12 in LA, and then we just opened Delilah, Vegas as well.
And so you guys are known in LA for Nightclub, Bootsy Bellows, Poppy, Nice Guy, Delilah,
Shore Bar,
Petite Taqueria, Harriet's,
Santolina
in Beverly Hills,
Peppermint Club.
So you guys have basically
a couple more.
One of the most famous venues all of LA. Recently opened Las Vegas, which is a month ago now?
Yeah, just a month.
And so how's Vegas going?
Amazing. It's been really amazing to see our brand translate and kind of move everything over to a city like Vegas and see it thrive the way it is.
Yeah, I've reached out on a couple occasions for close friends that needed a reservation, and you guys didn't have it.
We are booked full through October. So we made the mistake of opening it to the public just on the website. And so we have 600 covers for 300 seats, 250 seats through the end of September. And so someone finally noticed like we can't fit this many people. So we finally closed it to the public. We're now taking really only internal reservations starting October, but the next 6 weeks should be interesting because we have great people that are reaching out last second. I need this or I need that. And like, we can't possibly fit
So
them.
you're saying the public reservations took over whoever you guys would have curated?
Well, normally, like in LA, we list for like Delilah, right? You can get like a 6 o'clock or a 7 o'clock. But
Yeah, we don't want to see
hours,
the 6 p.m.ers.
Right. Well, the prime hours we save for like internal people.
Sure.
Which was the plan in Vegas, but somehow it just got opened up. And so people saw our opening. There was a lot of press. And so people went out planning a vacation. I'm going to Vegas in 2 months and just took the reservation.
Honey, we're going to
exactly. So
Speaking of that, what kind of crowd are you getting over there?
It's the Margaritaville crowd.
It's a lot of that.
Their 401ks up.
So you had an incident where, does Delilah Las Vegas have a dress code?
We do. We are, I guess the word is business casual.
Business casual. And you were mentioning a story.
Actually, smart casual, we'll call it.
Okay. Very British of you.
Yeah.
A gentleman and his wife walked up to Delilah Las Vegas.
Yeah. So they were in shorts, or at least the husband was, but like a nice polo shirt, nice shorts, and a pair of Tods.
What are nice shorts?
You know, like not cargo shorts.
Okay.
Not board shorts.
Okay.
But
like ironed. They weren't wrinkled.
Pleated, you know, nice
Like
shorts.
a pair of khaki shorts.
Yeah, like that. Pair of Tods, walks up to the door at, I don't know, it was 7 o'clock. And our hostess said, I'm so sorry, but we don't allow shorts. And the wife got really upset and said, what do you mean you don't allow shorts? The website says business casual.
Yeah.
So I was saying I don't quite know what business he's in that shorts and Tods are business casual, but that's going to be my next line of business.
It could be a water ski instructor.
Lifeguard.
I mean,
lifeguards
our
make
doorman
$40,000,
said he felt like he was probably a lawyer in like Tampa.
And he wears shorts to work.
Yeah.
So did this gentleman get in?
No.
Okay. So you have to wear pants.
You have to wear pants. T-shirts are fine. You know, I would say warm-ups even are okay.
Can you get
shorts
into
are rough in a
any
restaurant.
nice restaurant in Las Vegas wearing shorts?
I don't think so.
I mean, business casual for an NBA player is shorts and a t-shirt.
Fair enough.
Okay, well, if this guy's scoring 30 points in an NBA game,
We have
maybe.
since edited our website, and it now is very clear: no shorts.
Yes. Okay.
No matter what
Bieber
business
can
you're
walk in with shorts. Come on.
I guess he can.
I think I saw him at the opening in shorts.
Well, okay.
I think that was at Exodus.
He came over. I saw him.
Did he? Okay. Exceptions.
Yeah.
Of course, if you're an A-list star, you should be able to wear whatever you want. Yeah. I agree. The Fort Lauderdale hack lawyer, I'm sorry, you can't.
Yeah.
But overall, the crowd has been great. It's been busy. I can't even take the people that want to come. So we'll get it fixed. I think it'll take a month to kind of clear out what's booked, and then we'll be kind of normal H-Wood type crowd.
And then you guys also announced that there will be a Delilah Miami.
Yep. We just started breaking ground. That's going to open in Brickell probably 9 months from now, a year from now.
Wow. And so what's going on in Miami? You know, I know a lot of people have moved there. We saw during COVID, it was bananas. Do you guys expect that to continue in Miami?
I don't think it'll stay the way it was during COVID. I mean, every city's back open, right? A lot of people from LA that were out there are back, but I do think people now appreciate Miami and respect it as like a hospitality city, and people are actually like real people are actually moving there and going out there. Carbone that came from New York is doing really well. So I think there is a market for kind of what Delilah is, which is not a nightclub, but sort of that middle ground. And I don't think Miami really has that. There's a lot of great restaurants and a lot of great clubs like Live and Story and 11, but there isn't anywhere if you don't want that to just kind of go and get a drink.
How has no one else done this concept of like, there's all these older people that clearly enjoy being out at night, but don't want to go to a nightclub. I mean, there's like tens of millions of people with money that do not want to go to a nightclub, but it's been binary. It's either nightclub or nothing.
Yeah, it's pretty much anyone over the age of 30, 33.
No, we know people that are 40s that still want to go to nightclub.
No, I think if you're single over 50, you're still going to nightclubs.
Yeah.
If you're in a relationship after 30, nightclubs aren't as interesting.
Yeah.
True.
And how come no one else is doing it though?
Well, let's not key them in on that.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
But it's because they curate the crowd, they curate the vibe. That's really tough to replicate.
In all seriousness, I think in Europe you have a lot of those. Like Hotel Coast is like my favorite thing in Paris, and that was one of our inspirations for Delilah. Was we wanted like that, where it feels almost like a hotel lobby, and it's just like a vibe.
Yeah,
I think.
I've spent hours there, like 7 hours.
It's the greatest place.
Yeah.
So in Europe, you have it. And even in New York, there's so many great hotel lobbies. I remember like Rose Bar used to be amazing or kind of lobby at like the Bowery. There's so many great hotel lobbies. LA just never had that.
Yeah.
Vegas certainly never had that. Miami, I think there's some hotel lobbies like at the Faena.
Yeah.
But overall, in most cities in America, there's just nothing.
Yeah, Hotel Coast is a good story. Amanda and I were in Paris. I forget why. It was on a vacation, and Anthony hits me, and he's like, "Oh, go to Hotel Coast. Gabe and Naj are having dinner." So Gabe hits me. He's like, "Come to dinner." So I walk in, and it's Carmelo Anthony, Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace, and like all famous people.
Great
and
dinner.
I was like, "Whoa, this is kind of nuts." That's similar to what you find at Delilah,
Absolutely.
though, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's just so much of like, I think the biggest difference that's happening in America now. So in Europe, no matter what your age group, you're always out. Like
Totally.
40, 50, 60, 70,
I agree.
Italy, France, you're out at night. That's just your lifestyle. In America, pre this generation, you're over 40, you're not allowed to be out. You look ridiculous.
I think that's true.
Yeah, like, for example, like in Mykonos, like Scorpios, which is their big day party, there are babies. Like parents with their kids in high chairs having lunch. Yeah. And then you have the next table, people dancing on tables, spraying champagne.
And 60-year-olds. And I think that's very much a European lifestyle. Like you enjoy life till the end. Where here in America, it's like, oh, you're old. Like, there's no place for you.
I think you look at London, it's all these private members clubs where people are older. You have to be to afford Annabelle's or these places where like people are out much later. So I agree. And I think there were sort of like hybrid restaurants, Tao and Catch, which went a little bit later, but they're still closed by 11, 12?
Yeah.
Like there wasn't anything like Delilah or even Nice Guy where you could still come at midnight or 1 and we'd be busy for drinks. And so I think we're the first. I think a lot of people are trying to replicate it now. I keep reading Supper Club, which that was a thing here, in the 20s in LA, Old Hollywood, or in the 50s, you had like Coconut Grove and those kind of places where that was the thing. You see it in like the mafia movies, right?
Yeah.
That Supper Club where it went later, but it wasn't a nightclub. And then they kind of died off and nightclubs were the thing. And now I think it's kind of going back. I think nightclubs as we know them are kind of done. Especially in Vegas, they spent so much money paying all these EDM DJs. The clubs don't end up making any money. So now they're figuring out alternatives.
So do you think the nightclub business model is done because we were at XS a month ago and it was slammed? So the kids are there, they're just not making money.
I think Delilah has the potential to make more profit than XS. So XS is 5,000 people and it's amazing and they'll do more top line revenue. But by the time you worry about paying these DJs and paying all the employees and security that it takes to operate that club, I really think Delilah Vegas has a chance to actually make more money because people are spending just as much at Delilah.
But yeah, I think the problem is it's the scale, right? The Wynn Hotel is huge. I think if I'm the Wynn, it doesn't even matter if XS makes money. You got to entertain your guests, right?
That's right. Those people are staying in the hotel. They're eating in the hotel.
Yes.
They're gambling. So you need all of it. And I think Delilah's much older. I don't think the 25-year-old going to see Diplo is going to have fun at Delilah.
They're not going to.
It's like a whole different thing.
They're looking to meet people too. Like, you're not going to go meet a guy or a girl at Delilah. It's like you come with your friends.
That's right.
You hang out with each other and you leave.
But that's why I also think you guys are a unicorn because you can't replicate it. Like the MGM can't have a similar concept.
They open Mayfair at Bellagio.
Okay, and that's MGM property.
Which is an MGM property. And their goal was like, oh, we're going to do a supper club like Delilah. But to me, it feels more European. It's like a little cheesy. It's like a whole show you have to stop and watch where I was there and like, I actually thought it was like a nice looking room. My back was to the stage. I'm in the middle of a conversation and all of a sudden the band starts singing and like The guy stops talking to me. Everyone turns around to watch the show. It was just kind of like annoying. Then they come over to you. They're giving you like a top hat to put on. Like, here's a napkin to wave. I'm just what is going on here?
Yeah.
There's a crowd for that, just not the
Yeah,
H-word
then there was
crowd.
like some dancers around the room and they're like touching you and trying to be sexy. And I just like, leave me alone.
Yeah, I don't want
So
any
it didn't
touching.
feel like Delilah, but that was their version of like a supper club type place.
If
I think
Justin Bieber's performing, I'll stop the conversation.
Here's the thing that people don't understand, at least from my experience of being fortunate to go to so many of these places all over the world. It's the simple things people want. They want good music. They want good food. They want a nice environment. You don't need to do all the other shit.
And not be bothered.
Yes.
I think you're there to like have fun with your friends.
Yes.
It's great that you have a show, but like I just don't think everyone wants to stop everything to watch that. And it was almost like it's rude of you to not stop and turn around and watch because the singer's like next to you, walking around the room. I didn't like it. I think it works in like Ibiza. People go to Leo, which is great when you're in Spain. It's a whole different feeling. But when you're in Vegas or whatever, to me, it didn't work.
And do you guys think Delilah is a global brand? Like, will we see it in Dubai and Singapore?
We're working on Asia and Middle East and Europe right now, actually.
Wow.
So yeah, that's the ultimate goal.
So I think if you guys think about it, like Delilah is like the big scalable concept.
For us, I think Nice Guy and Delilah are the ones we want to take everywhere. So we're working on Nice Guy in Vegas now. We just started construction for Delilah in Miami. We're currently looking for Nice Guy there as well. Possibly New York after that. There aren't too many cities where something as big and
can make money,
opulent as Delilah would work, right? You can't go to any city, so you're limited.
Delilah Austin won't work.
Exactly. But I think Nice Guy, you can do more. And then we have a deal with One Hotels for Harriet's. So we have Harriet's in West Hollywood, which is great. We have one in Brooklyn. And then we open in Toronto, actually for Toronto Film Fest in about a month.
Wow, hot.
So Harriet's will be there. Wow. It's like the most beautiful view.
Toronto's a great city.
This was the old Thompson Hotel. I don't know if you've ever been. Like the rooftop is unbelievable. So that'll be a Harriet's. And then I was just in Nashville. We're doing Harriet's in Nashville. Probably first quarter next year.
No mask there.
No, not a big mask town.
What's going on with Vegas with masks now? You have to wear a mask?
You have to wear it everywhere. I physically watched hotel security tell people they had to put a mask on. People literally saying like, I refuse to wear a mask, and security like escorting them outside. Like, you would rather stand on the street in 120 degree weather than put a mask on in a casino.
And
I like that.
This is just in the floor of the casino.
If you're in the hotel, you have to have a mask on.
So where could that group go if they don't want to wear masks?
The street.
They have to be on the street.
Maybe Margaritaville down the street. I don't know. I don't know.
What about
not the win? I'll tell you that much.
Do you feel like Vegas is heading towards what New York City is doing, where they're requiring vaccination, or is that too harsh for Vegas?
In the whole
could you imagine the MGM saying, okay, to enter this property you must be vaccinated or proof of negative COVID test?
Wouldn't shock me. I mean, MGM, I don't know if you read, and all their properties in Vegas said if you're an employee, you have to either be vaccinated or show a negative COVID test twice a week on your own dime.
I saw the CEO write that letter. It leaked.
Bill Hornbuckle wrote it.
And he's MAGA.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he said, we've had enough. Everyone needs to get it. The Wynn has had that policy for 6 months now. So now
that's for staff.
That's for employees. And MGM owns most of Vegas. They have Bellagio. They have...
So that's a big deal.
Park MGM. They have the MGM itself. They have the Aria. They have a bunch of places there. So that's a huge deal for MGM to now do it. So it starts with their employees. We'll see if it gets to customers. Wouldn't shock me, as crazy as that is.
Yeah. I mean, I saw that the U.S. Government is finally mandating foreign visitors to now be vaccinated.
I mean, we should have at least started with the negative test. Yeah. I know that is now, but like in the heart of the storm, we weren't.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, now with Delta Plus coming.
Yeah.
Lambda, Epsilon. What else we got?
We need M.
I'm sure there's more letters.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see. I think Vegas is probably the most.
That's a good one.
Vegas is probably it's definitely the most visited place in America, probably by far.
Sure.
I would say Orlando and Vegas.
By Foreigners or
No,
Americans?
Even just Americans right now.
Americans.
I mean, is there anything bigger than Las Vegas in America?
Probably right.
What's
I
bigger?
remember like pre-pandemic, I think it was like 300,000 to 500,000 visitors a weekend.
Well,
That's insane.
But that was, I mean, if you're talking normally, sure. But like a lot of the conventions and shows have been off. So I
Yeah.
would imagine more people are going to Miami and LA at this point.
I mean, but Vegas just has the capacity to host.
If Vegas is back and you get CES and all the shows, then yeah, for
Well,
sure.
but
'cause all
Vegas-
the clothing shows are happening this weekend.
Oh, are
'Cause
they?
that's why I might have to go. And
Got it. I didn't know
and
that.
so like I think Project is happening, Agenda is happening,
That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Off-Price shows happening.
I can't believe they even survived the pandemic.
Apparently, I've been blown up by retailers asking me, "Will you be there?" I was like, "For what?" So now I have to go.
That's crazy. How do these conventions, how do they last? They
Because-
weren't even thriving
What?
pre-pandemic.
There's no cost when you're not doing anything.
Yeah, I guess.
The
I'm
cost
sure
is in the show.
The price of the booth have to be really cheap.
I bet you they're not. I bet you these shows, from what I've heard, regional shows that have happened in Dallas and Atlanta, in clothing specifically, because that's obviously the industry I know, slammed. Everyone said the shows are like insane. People are doing crazy business. Everything's popping.
Interesting.
Wow.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Can't get you into Delilah, unfortunately, but have fun out there.
I'll talk to the locals there. But yeah, I mean, it's insane just to see. Like, I feel like Vegas will obviously be the biggest beneficiary of the comeback.
So,
Yeah, I think so.
last
Or New York.
question
Yeah.
about Delilah, specifically Miami. New guy, Jason. We have a bet with him. I don't know if you heard on one of the podcasts. If he gets us to 1 million followers on TikTok, we're going to take him to the opening of Delilah Miami.
Oh, wow.
And the team. Jason, Tim, Garrett, Jordan, everyone.
Okay.
Our question was, we'll take you to Miami, but I don't know if Brian's letting you into the opening.
I thought the question is, will he still be here in a year? I will let him in. As a
There's
loyal,
4 of 'em.
bootsy
There's 4 of
customer,
'em.
Jason gets in.
The rest of them, you have to go be a loyal
I haven't
customer.
heard about Tim going to Bootsy or anywhere yet. So I don't know. I need,
You know what's
need more
interest-
hype.
To that point,
Appreciate it.
Yep.
to that point, what you guys do really, really well is you guys take care of your best customers. And your best customers are people that frequent your guys' venues
Yep.
all the time. And, one of the things that I think people don't appreciate, and I'm sure when you guys, and I know because we've discussed it off the pod, but like, you guys probably got hit up by everyone you ever met to get invited to Delilah Las Vegas opening, right? And it's so simple to be thinking you should be invited. If you've not frequented your venues, why the fuck would you be invited? Right? Like, I don't understand like basic human psychology of like, oh, there you guys are doing a hot event. I need to be invited. But like, do you go and, I mean, I'm at an H-Word venue 4 times a week. Like, I eat all my outside meals there. So obviously I expect to be invited.
They've got notes on you.
Yeah, they got
Like,
notes on me.
Preferred tequila.
Yeah, they have
all
literally my tequila, everything, right? But I think like, how do you handle that? Because that's an interesting thing. Like, you guys, obviously, your business is all about relationships. That event happens. Everyone under the sun wants to get invited. But I remember you guys were like very adamant, like, these are for the people that have supported us.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a stressful week. We also had Nobu Malibu like 4 days earlier, which
Yeah.
was the same thing, people thinking they should be invited. So it's one of the tougher parts of the business, but we're limited on capacity. It's not like we can just have everyone show up. I think our opening was 400 or 500 person capacity in Vegas. So tried to go with people that have been our friends for a long time and
Yeah.
people that are good customers or people that we're doing business with. Like, we had to kind of have a reason for everyone in that room, or they're just talent and we needed them there.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were a lot of people that we wanted to have there that we just couldn't. I'm hoping they understood. There are certainly people that were really angry about it and said so to Terz and I, and were like offended that they weren't invited or couldn't be there. I don't know. If it were someone else's restaurant or opening or whatever it is, gallery, I would not be offended if I weren't invited, if I wasn't close with that person.
Yeah.
It's weird to me. I think people just have such FOMO to be at a hot event.
People have FOMO and people have a delusional
That
self-worth
too.
of their importance to
For sure.
society.
Yes.
Most people are not important.
99%.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so you have to, are you important to that person?
Correct.
Not even just forget society.
Because the people that aren't even friends with you that demanded invites, that means you think you're the 1%. You think you're talent.
That's right.
You're the 1% of people
I mean, we had people when I said no, they're like, fine, I'll just go talk to my casino host. The win will let me in. I'm like, if they wanted you there, they would have invited you. Like, they're not going to help you either. It's really crazy.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's interesting. Let me ask you a question. If Rihanna showed up, would she have been invited?
She is good.
Okay. She's good. And now she's a billionaire. She officially is a billionaire. I don't know how Forbes kind of even came up with this. I don't know if it's like Rihanna's team leaked it, but Fenty, the beauty business, which is a partnership with LVMH, is pegging, Forbes is pegging her stake, which I believe is probably half, at $1.4 billion, which that's unbelievable because I don't know how old this business is. It's pretty new. The problem with saying her stake is worth that much, the only person that could buy the rest of it is LVMH, right? Like no one else can buy her stake.
Correct. Because they own 50%.
Yeah. So I think it's like, I have no doubt that she is, this business will make her a billionaire. I'm curious how they even just announced this. Like why would LVMH announce the value of the business? Is this just like a PR stunt? I don't get it. I'm happy she's a billionaire, but I just don't even understand.
Does Rihanna have an album coming out soon? Is this like a marketing push?
I don't think so.
I mean, I don't think she's into.
Why bother making music anymore?
Yeah, if this sealed the deal.
Yeah.
Maybe it's basically she's
dating ASAP Rocky. They seem happy. So
it could just be like, I want to flex. Everyone just talks about Beyonce when they talk about billionaire artists and Kylie.
Yeah.
What about me?
Yeah. And she, by the way, not only has the beauty business, which is on fire, she has Savage Fenty, which is the lingerie business, which is absolutely on fire. She's going to be multi-billionaire.
And I saw she celebrated her birthday. She looked really happy.
Where did she celebrate her birthday?
I think it was in Miami. Live?
That was Rocky's birthday.
It was Rocky's birthday?
Okay.
Yeah, she seemed happy either way.
She's happy for her dude. Dude celebrating her birthday. It's insane. And Rihanna's a very young woman still.
Yeah.
I mean, what's she, early 30s now?
I think she might be 30.
That's insane. Crazy. And so, can she stay relevant without ever putting music out ever again?
Of course. Look at the Jenners.
Yeah. But the Jenners also are very
show.
active and they're very like public facing. Rihanna's pretty private. Like
you're not running into, she's 33.
Okay. You're not running into Rihanna anywhere.
True.
Right? Like that, No,
but let's talk Kylie.
Yeah. Kylie is
But they're on the show.
The show's over, isn't
I know, but
it?
Kylie's just active on social. You're seeing her kids' birthdays. You're seeing her everywhere. She's just everywhere.
I mean, you got to think of it similarly to Justin Bieber. He disappeared for 2 years and he's still the biggest thing on the planet.
But he's putting on music.
So she'll put out a hit.
I don't think she wants to, though.
In 2 years, she might.
She might. She doesn't want to go on a world tour. She's a billionaire now.
I mean, I wouldn't either, but who knows?
You're not a billionaire.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just curious. Like, she's so young, and she basically never has to work again.
Of course,
then why would you?
Yeah,
yeah.
But if she's passionate about it, I mean, people who are A-listers, doesn't even matter how rich they're. Like, why is Tom Cruise still putting out movies?
Scientology.
He seems like a psychopath.
No, but you get addicted to being an A-lister.
Oh.
Which part?
No, the
doing
fame,
the work?
making sure that everyone's talking about you. Like, Rihanna's been famous since, 18, 17?
17 probably, yeah.
Probably, right? So half her life, she's been one of the most famous people on the planet. If she stops putting out music and stops doing public appearances, she's no longer famous.
But she hasn't been doing any of that. And she's more famous than ever.
The pandemic probably helped because no one saw anyone.
Yeah.
When touring starts back up, people will forget about you if you're not touring. I think.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you one thing. She will not be flying Spirit Airlines.
Okay.
She could probably buy the whole airline, the entire company. Spirit canceled half of their flights today. And part of the reason why is there's obviously weather conditions, there's staff shortages, there is computer issues. I thought it was just because people were fighting and
They ran out of duct tape.
ran out of duct tape. I mean, Spirit airline passengers. Honestly, every passenger in Spirit should be given a roll of duct tape just as it is. Like, if your neighbor is out a little unruly, fucking tape them up. Are you guys experiencing staff shortages?
Oh, it's been impossible to get to hire staff.
So you believe that potentially part of Spirit's challenges is actually a staff issue?
I believe it. I don't think that's a great job. It's not easy to travel so much anyway. And then if there's fights every day and you're putting your life at risk and risking of getting COVID too, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Is it really the weather condition? I know that a lot of flights got canceled because of extreme weather in the Midwest. And they're like mainly a Midwest airline. But I just think if I'm a flight attendant and I'm seeing what's unfolding in society, like it's such a high risk job now.
And think about Spirit. It's a self-described budget carrier.
Yeah.
So not only are the flight attendants probably paid under market compared to American Airlines or United, you have budget customers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Budget customers are scary.
I mean, I saw the tying up of the duct tape. Then I heard your podcast the other day. So I like that you guys think there should be security on flights. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, and I think for Spirit, like, I think it's a real challenge. Like, there's a whole subsect of the community that nobody wants to serve anymore. They just don't. It's too risky. Like, going out into society.
I mean, that kid on Frontier Airlines, if you're like a flight attendant in training, you'd be like, I'm good. I need to find a new career.
Yeah, why would you want to, like, deal with that shit?
No.
Does Spirit serve alcohol?
I don't
They
know.
used to. They might have stopped it.
They should stop serving alcohol. There's no way alcohol makes
they
them.
make
People
money.
are drunk at the airport.
Yeah, they're blacked out. By
I
the
think
time
if
they
you
get there.
when you scan your boarding pass and it says Spirit, you can't order a drink at the bar.
Breathalyzer.
Yeah, it literally says, "Can I have 2 beers?" No, you're flying Spirit. Sorry.
Have you flown Spirit before?
Yeah, I have.
I've done a red eye to
Quite-
Detroit.
I had to go somewhere like Detroit or Chicago. It was the only flight, and I flew Spirit like first class.
There's no first class, is there?
It was like the front of the plane where you
Okay.
get on first.
Oh, I was as
because-
far back as it gets. It was a
Maybe it's
rough
not first
experience.
class. I don't know, whatever it was. I wanted to sit front because the guy told me, he's like, you should pay for whatever, because he's like, there will be no space to put your bag anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I've never been on Spirit.
And there's a lot of these additional fees, right?
Yeah,
like
bag fee
if you want to
check in a bag.
Yeah, if you want to,
or even carry on.
yeah, you want
Carry-ons-
water, you want this, you want
There's no
bathroom
water.
usage. Like you gotta.
It's basically like EasyJet, right?
But I mean, we've all flown EasyJet in Europe, and it's fine.
Yeah,
Sometimes you have no choice.
Yeah.
yeah, I'd be interested, but like I think definitely like I actually believe like I could. This is complete speculation. I actually think it's the staff.
What does the article say? That it's the
It
weather?
says weather shortages, staff,
Got it.
routing,
Computers.
The computer is a lie.
Yeah, come on. Computers are fine. Don't be blaming computers. Computers
We're
don't.
putting this podcast out. Let's
Yeah.
be a computer.
Yeah. I've
Well, our opening weekend in Vegas, it was like 125 degrees. Half the flights weren't taking off. A lot of them were like the computers were overheating because it was so hot. So that can happen. I don't know about in
And
the
there was a
Midwest
runway
now.
issue, I remember.
Well, they were
They were afraid
they
that
were
the
worried that
tires
the
were gonna-
tires were going to explode because it was too hot on the rubber.
It's real comforting.
But
as
there were
we take
also
off.
computers like exploding.
Yeah.
computer technology, huh? Okay. All right. Well, interesting to see. Speaking of staff, the big conversation that we've been having for a long time is, will people return to the office? I'm basically giving up on that. I think the Delta put it in the fucking coffin.
Really? We're back in the office.
You're back in the office. Amazon and I believe several other big tech companies have delayed their office return to 2022. That means they're basically not going to be in the office for 2 years.
Yeah. And it doesn't affect their business.
Well, it doesn't affect theirs, yeah.
I think it's going to be split. I think it's going to be like finance, law, like traditional corporate businesses are going to be forced September in the office.
No matter what.
No
Delta
matter
plus,
what.
Lambda,
Delta plus.
Epsilon.
I mean, if it gets significantly worse, because I'm hearing in New York, everyone's getting called back in.
Yeah. I know, but that was a September finance plan.
Yeah.
So you don't think it'll get pushed if...
I think they're going to demand vaccinations. So like I saw today, CNN, which is based in Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
they fired 3 workers for being unvaccinated, and I think they were lying about it.
Yeah.
So I think what's going to happen in corporate America, especially in these white-collar jobs where they pay a lot of money, they're going to demand vaccinations.
Yeah.
And if you don't get vaccinated, you can't come in or get fired or quit.
Yeah.
But Amazon, tech has proven that you can work remote.
Yeah.
I don't know if some of these traditional finance companies feel the same way, but tech has proven it. Just look at the numbers. Everyone had record quarters, every single one across the board. And no one's seen each other in 2 years.
I mean, most of these companies, these tech companies, don't even really need employees.
Probably not.
I mean, what does Google need an employee for? It's the same thing printing money for fucking
25% of Google employees are paid to not start other companies, if I had to guess.
I would say higher.
50?
I don't really understand the point. What are you waiting for, though? Like, you're delaying till 2022 until what's going to change?
I think I think about how big these companies are. You have hundreds of thousands of employees, right? I guarantee you there's chatter among employees. Hey, I don't want to go in. It's the Delta Plus is hitting Seattle hard or whatever it is. So then all of a sudden that chatter they all kind of gang up and say, hey, let's fucking force this issue and not have to go back to the office.
I'm going to throw Tim a bone here and criticize Amazon.
Okay.
You ready?
Wow.
Are you ready, Tim?
Wow. Are we recording? Yeah, we're recording.
So Dee and I had dinner with the CEO of a very large retail platform.
Yep.
And in the middle of COVID, he said, I'm demanding my staff. He's corporate, so he's not in the retail. He's in, office. He's like, I'm demanding our staff to go in the office. If we're retail and we're requiring our employees to be in the stores, how can we as corporate people say we can't be in the office?
Right.
So Amazon, similarly, how can you say, hey, corporate guys, you can be saved, but the logistics centers and the drivers and delivery guys, hey, good luck, guys.
I mean, I felt the same
Are you
at
like that,
Hwood.
Tim?
I'm making...
Communism. You're a fucking commie pig.
I love this podcast.
I felt the same with us. If we're making everyone go to work in the restaurants and the bars and the nightclubs, then there's no reason the corporate people can't be in the office either. So
I agree with that.
Makes sense.
And the retailer are exposing to thousands of people a day.
For sure.
And corporate's just like the 10 people that are in the office.
Right.
Yeah. I think managers at Amazon don't want to go back to the office.
Well, no one wants to go to the office.
I disagree.
Really?
I think there's a huge subsect of people that look. Think about it like this: if you have I have 2 kids. I literally had to take a call today in my closet because I couldn't find fucking place to have a quiet conversation. I go outside, the gardener's mowing the lawn. I go inside, Dominic's yelling and screaming. Baby's crying upstairs. Nanny, wife, it's fucking a zoo at home.
Yeah, okay.
So I literally go in a closet and sit and have a phone call. And everyone's like, oh, why aren't you turning on the video? Because I'm in my fucking closet, bro.
Video's banned. If you require video on a call, it's stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Turs does take calls from his car half the time.
Yeah.
Like just goes out to his car and...
Turs was taking calls at lunch when we were all together. Yeah. He had his AirPods on and we're just all talking.
Yeah. He doesn't have big attention. So interesting to see how that plays out. But look, I would say if you surveyed 100 employees at a company, guess is half would love to be back, half don't want to be back.
Let's survey Tim and Jason.
I mean, they're here.
I love being here.
You're making them.
No, Jason's here. Every day? Every day.
I'll ask you guys when they're not in the room.
I volunteer. I don't even get paid. Wow. I mean, I didn't get paid.
Yeah, interesting to see what happens. But I think it'll be a big challenge for people because if everyone just stuck firm with the September, I think it would have been fine. When I saw everyone was delaying again, I'm like, fuck, it's over.
I just don't understand what's going to change where they're going to say, okay, fine, now we can go back. I mean,
I
it doesn't
agree.
seem like COVID's going anywhere.
No.
COVID's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next up, we talked about it last week. Walmart came in and said we want to reward our Walmart associates who want to go to college. We'll pay for their tuition and textbooks. Target now comes in and does the same thing. So this is clearly a big kind of movement happening among these retailers where it must be impossible to hire a low wage retail worker. That's where we're at now. That we have to pay for them to go to college to get them.
This is where capitalism wins out.
Yeah.
Walmart did it. Target's a direct competitor to Walmart.
Yeah.
Now Target's doing it, and the masses are going to benefit.
Yes. And everyone's going to get educated. Their skills are going to get improved.
Yep.
What I would love for Walmart and Target to do is not just pay for their college, traditional college, but like, I think the biggest opportunity for American workforce is actually like reintroducing these vocational schools, but like really focus on these new industries that are emerging, whether it's technology, whether it's robotics, whatever it is. But like, if you go to a vocational training school today, yeah, they have technology and computer science, but it's not being taught the way that a Google would hire you, right? You have to go to a General Assembly, maybe a Code Dojo, one of these companies. So like, I think they should also partner with, like, we know going to a 4-year college for a Walmart person, let's say they end up at, I don't want to, like some obscure college in freaking New Mexico, they're not going to get a better job because of that. It's not putting them in a place to win.
So I think what's not publicized, because I actually heard Mark Andreessen talk about this on a podcast, that GE, McDonald's, Starbucks, they already have in-house colleges.
Yeah, McDonald's has university. Yeah.
To give training to like graduate from just being the store clerk.
Yeah.
Then you can go, work in corporate or become a manager and increase your salary. And I'm sure Walmart does the same.
Yeah.
At one point in Silicon Valley, Walmart was the biggest employer. I'm sure it's not the case now with how big Google and Facebook are.
Yeah.
And they have a large technology footprint in Silicon Valley. So I'd be interested to know if you're a Walmart clerk in the store, is there an ability to learn the skills to get in the technology department where you start making 6 figures versus $15 an hour?
So I think I mentioned this. There's a woman in our office. Her little brother's 18, just graduated high school. He just got a job at Walmart. And I was telling you, he gets paid $20 an hour to help with e-com orders, like pick up stuff at curbside. If he works the early shift, which is whatever, 5 a.m., or the night shift, he gets paid $22 an hour. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
$22 an hour?
And he's in corporate technically.
No, he works in a
the
store
store.
in Burbank.
It's just helping with fulfillment.
Yes.
Got it. That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. And that's why when everyone's complaining about like these big companies are not giving livable wages, $22 an hour and you live in the valley and you're 18,
That's definitely livable.
you're livable.
You can eat
could
3
figure
meals
out-
a day, have an apartment, and
Yes.
do things.
Yeah.
So what's the number, Brian? You have a lot of hourly wage workers that you think you'd have no problems filling your staff.
So at all of our places, we're at, I think it's $15 minimum wage plus tips. They're making, that's way more than 22.
Yeah.
I mean, our people at Delilah are going home with, $500 to $1,000 a night in tips.
And
I still can't find people.
So what's that number? What's the threshold?
They want
I'll
$50,000
tell
a
you
night?
the problem, well, it's more, in LA in the past, there's been so many people that come here to be actors, models, this, that. They move to LA with a dream. And in the meantime, they're servers and bartenders. And that all stopped at COVID, right? Everyone
Went home.
realized they had to pay rent. And so a lot of them went home.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think for most, like that dream is over. Once you've moved back to your parents and wherever.
Oh, so you're just
Iowa,
saying
I don't think they are coming back.
So you're just
you
saying
lost
there was
all
like
of
a
those
natural
people.
attrition.
Yes,
Because
that's all
of COVID.
gone.
Oh,
number
interesting.
one.
That's a good.
I think that's
but
now
that- yeah.
slowly coming back because we're
Okay.
starting to see them come in for interviews,
Mhm.
saying yes, I can only work these hours or this. I can't do daytime. Like we know that means like you're going on auditions and stuff. So that is slowly coming back. There's a lot of people though that have said, for the same money I make with you, I can do Postmates or Uber or.
Can they?
Dude.
That much money? 500 to 1,000
There's a lot of
a night?
I don't
expenses
know.
driving around.
We've heard that from people. Like
They're probably not doing
They don't
the full
want to
math.
be maybe, and they're not realizing like, great, you can do that for the short term, but that's not. You're not getting very far
Yeah.
in being a Postmates driver, that right?
Mhm.
Whereas with us, people start as bartenders, they move up to floor managers, GMs, operations departments. So if you
Or
really
Zach
like,
Bia.
yeah, or Zach Bia,
Just
if
world
you-
famous stuff.
If you like hospitality, like you need to be in it or move to the next place and grow in hospitality. But I think people are a little short-sighted. There are certainly people that are like, I don't want to be where people have no masks and eating and COVID. Like that's,
Right.
But I think that's a very small part of why we're not able to hire. I just think people don't want to, and they're getting unemployment. So why work?
The enhancements, those have to.
There's still $1,000 a week.
That's a lot of money.
Wow. That's
Between
awesome.
federal and state.
Oh,
And,
And it's
and they
tax-free.
extended it through, was it September or October?
Yeah, through September.
Yeah.
So if you can make $1,000 a week to play video games,
I mean,
why work?
$1,000 a week tax free is $100,000 gross income.
That's great.
No, not that much. You're not paying 50% tax.
Okay, what is it, 80,000?
Yeah, it's still, it's
I mean,
still,
80,000's
it's comparable
gross
to
income.
what you would make
Full time.
working at our places and working your ass off. So
Yeah. That's crazy. That's wild stuff.
Oh, one last hospitality question. I remember when we were in college, Cornell was like the place people went to learn
Yeah.
hospitality. Does that matter when you guys hire senior people?
Yeah, I'm sure they have tons of MBAs there.
I mean, they're a large hospitality
We-
group. Like, I gotta imagine someone at Cornell right now is like, I want to work for the H-Wood group.
Yeah, go be a promoter and work your way up. I feel like it's like an agency.
no, that's different. Our operations and people in our office, sure, I think education is important, but experience is equally as important, right? If you've been working in the right restaurants or hotels and understand what we do in our customer, I think that's extremely important.
So someone who spent, call it now, it's probably $250,000 on college if you go to Cornell. 50 tuition, 50
Yep.
room and board. It's actually
Yeah.
more. It's like
Yeah.
400,000, right?
Yeah.
If they were to apply to you, they'd be making $20 an hour.
No,
Or
I
what,
haven't
50,000
hired anyone
a year?
straight out of business school like that because typically you need some experience. But our corporate people that do our operations are not, they're on salary.
But they would need
They're making
experience.
six figures.
But they would need experience before they can get there. You're not hiring a fresh Cornell grad.
I have not. But I think hotels and
Yeah.
bigger operations that have more of a corporate team
More
are
of a
hiring
reason
that.
college is stupid. You spend that much money on a hospitality degree, and you could have worked for 4 years working your way up. And
Yeah, you were better off
Depends
starting.
on the job. If you want to
Yeah.
work for Ritz-Carlton or Four Seasons or a big hospitality company, I think
Yeah.
you need some sort of degree like that.
Oh, they require it. Got it.
They might.
Oh, like one of the big hotel
The
companies.
big hotel company. I mean, and that's traditionally, if you're going to a Cornell, you're working for that kind of company.
Got it. Okay. Just curious.
All right. Well, let's move on. Where all these wealthy waiters are spending their money. It's called Robinhood. Robinhood stock. So we talked about it last week. I said it here. I said the stock was extremely undervalued. This thing feels really, really cheap. It's pretty much doubled since then. It even almost tripled at one point on Tuesday, I believe, or Wednesday. What the hell is happening?
So the volatility, so it IPO'd at 38, went down to 32, 33, went to between $70 and $80, and now is at down 30% to 51.
Yeah.
It is officially a meme stock.
Yeah.
And I don't have any other explanation because this is on no news. The stock's been trading 3 days, I think. Was it
Yeah.
4 days or 3 days?
No, it started last week. It started trading last week.
Thursday today.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
Okay, so 5 days of trading. Yeah, it's just a meme stock, and it's just going to be driven by people trying to short squeeze, people trying to short when they think it's too high.
I think the retail, I think the gift and the curse of this is Retail Joe has decided to hijack this stock. And now the funds are now playing along with it. Like they want to fuck with this company. Whether it goes up or goes down, they want to just go with the volatility. And when does the lockup end for the 2-weekers? Next week?
Should be next Thursday.
Next Thursday. So next Thursday is a very critical day in seeing if the stock survives the...
So there was $3.4 billion in that round of people that can leave in 2 weeks.
Okay, so that's
But
like...
a lot
What
of-
percentage of that leaves? 100?
No, because a lot of it's existing investors that have large stakes from earlier rounds.
But they'll take some chips off the table.
Some, but
Yeah.
they're not going to crater their like markups from...
Right.
Yeah.
They're not incentivized that $3.4 billion. Very few people that got in that round weren't existing investors. It was the same people. They were trying to save their golden goose.
Yeah. But there will be some selling.
Some selling. I don't think it's going to be as much as we think. The 6 month is very different.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. So I'm trying to think about this. The people who invested at the convertible note round, I don't know if they actually have to distribute their shares because there's lockups only 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So if they have to distribute their shares to LPs,
Then it's gone.
then it's gone.
Then it's have to sell.
They don't have to. They will.
Yeah.
So I don't know what, because this is what happens typically for a fund with the 6-month lockup. So if you invest in a company, it goes public. If you invest in a fund that invests in a company that goes public, and you're locked up for 6 months. At the 6-month lockup, the fund is legally forced to distribute the shares to everyone who invested. And those people get to decide what they want to do.
Yep.
When you have pension funds and you have these large endowments, they have automatic sell triggers because
they
they're
gotta
marked
distribute-
up so much.
Yeah, who cares?
They don't care. They've made 50x, 100x, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're not playing for the long game. They're just getting their cash returns and moving on.
Yeah. Fuck you, Vlad. I mean, it's wild the amount of volatility these stocks have had in the last, specifically Robinhood. But you also, what's interesting is, I don't even understand what a stock analyst does now. All the big tech companies had record earnings, record revenue, record everything. They all went down.
Mm-hmm.
This company has no news. It went up. It literally, there's not. What does a stock analyst do all day? You should be scanning Twitter and Reddit. That's all you should be doing. You should stop looking at discounted cash flows. Stop looking at revenue. Stop looking at in the earnings call. They'd be like, "We saw 630,000 messages on Reddit this week. What's going on?"
I don't know how a professor in economics in a university, whether it's Harvard, Stanford, USC, UCLA, can sit there with a straight face and pretend they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, they shouldn't.
They should just be like, go on Reddit. They know more than we do.
No, what they should be doing, like, check out these 3 memes today, and I'd love for you guys to do a deep dive.
There's a thesis that is still taught in college to this day. It's called efficient market hypothesis, or efficient market theory. It's basically like a stock reflects all the news and the price is efficient. How can you tell me a stock that doubles and goes down by 30, 40% in the span of 3 or 4 days is an efficient market?
No. It's gambling now. It's gambling.
Yeah. I think the Redditors and the pandemic have basically thrown everything we know about economics out the window.
Yeah, because there's a company I follow, the stock, the sales declined. The stock went up. Declined.
Like Nikola's a fraud and it's still like a $10 billion company.
Yeah, it's still floating around.
Nikola is a bigger fraud than Enron. At least some shit was going on with Enron.
Yeah, they were just like, moving money from one account to another.
But they had an actual product.
Yeah, they had some sort of weird business, energy or something. I don't know.
There's an actual service.
They had an
and
office.
product.
They had computers. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. Speaking of efficient markets, everyone's favorite crypto, Ethereum just had a huge change today. It's called the London hard fork.
Love London.
Love London, and I love a hard fork.
Yeah, who wants a plastic fork?
I had a plastic fork the other day when I was eating an acai bowl. Snapped, ruined my entire
There you
lunch.
go. Hard fork, London.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Exactly. That's all, if that's what you want to know about Ethereum, that's it. But this was actually a really, really big deal because one of the biggest challenges of Ethereum has been scalability and high transaction fees, which is just think about that problem. You have a issue with scaling your platform and you have high transaction fees. And it's a decentralized thing. And they fixed it. They actually made one first step in fixing that problem. I don't even understand how you do that. Like, how do you physically go ahead and upgrade the software where now gas fees, which is the usage of Ethereum coins, is less expensive to process? Technically, I don't even understand how they're doing that.
Yeah, I think it's just a function of crypto. You're basically aggregating the smartest people in the world across every country. You're getting the best engineers, the best developers working on a problem because they're financially incentivized and everyone can make money off of it. So that's the beauty of decentralized. Like you're incentivizing the smartest people in the world. You don't have to go to Stanford. You don't have to go to Harvard. You don't have to go to any of these colleges. You just have to be a talented coder.
Yeah, and I think the interesting thing is what happens with the way they've now with this fork. There's a theory that the way that it's programmed now, you burn Ethereum coins when you use gas fees, which means they disappear. So supply gets eliminated, but obviously people are constantly mining for new ones. So at some point, do you end up burning more than's being created? Then maybe it makes the coin more valuable. I don't know. And the other thing is Ethereum 2.0, which is going to happen sometime in the next year or two, is upgrading the system so that it becomes from proof of work to proof of stake, which proof of stake is leveraging their existing Ether as a means to verify transactions and mint new tokens, as opposed to proof of work, which is actually mining the tokens.
And that is way more favorable for energy usage.
Which is, I just don't, it's amazing that how you can, like that innovation is just insane and happened in the last year.
Yeah, no, the pace of innovation in crypto is happening at light speed. So like to kind of put that in context, what Ethereum's doing right now in the last year, it's basically, if you think about in the early 2000s with the original .com bubble, why did those businesses not work? It was too fucking expensive to operate pets.com. There was no AWS. There was no Shopify. There was no way to basically like...
There's also no users on the internet yet.
Yes. That was 50% of the problem was no users.
Yeah.
50% of the problem, the math just didn't work because it costs so much to even build one of these sites, to host one of these sites.
Yeah.
Then AWS comes along. Then Shopify comes along. Then Stripe comes along. Yeah. And now anyone in their basement can launch a site for pretty much next to nothing.
Yeah.
And Ethereum is doing that at like light speed in terms of making their network more usable for people to like economically make sense to build applications.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Brian's big on Bitcoin.
Big Bitcoin.
Making a nice comeback.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at this point, like, you kind of have to...
So, my last point, it took 12 years for the internet to actually come back.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, technology companies be in favor again. Like Uber, Airbnb, they all started in 2008, 2009, but no one realized you could actually scale these until all that back end was solved.
Yeah. And it like Ethereum, I remember reading about
apps.
Yeah. iPhone apps, all of that.
That
I'm
made
just
a
saying,
big
like,
difference.
Yeah.
Not having a website.
Sure.
And now, I remember reading about high gas fees, I think...
as recent as like 6 months ago.
Yeah, like I think November of last year when that was becoming a problem. And they fucking fixed it.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's really, really, really insane. What's the SEC doing?
So the SEC is just...
Great football conference.
Yeah, they added Texas and Oklahoma, right?
Yeah.
Is that what we're talking about?
What about the Securities Exchange?
The Securities Exchange Commission, they basically said, we need to figure out regulation. I mean, if they can't tell the difference between Apple and Microsoft or Apple and Facebook, like that congressman, how the hell are they going to have proper regulation on crypto?
They're not.
They're not.
I don't even know why crypto goes down when this cockamamie statement even comes out.
I think people just don't understand it. Like funds just don't understand it. So they just start dumping or whatnot. But I think it's two different things. I think crypto getting proper regulation is actually a good thing in the developed world because it becomes more mainstream and more people will have use cases for it. The other problem is they just won't understand it, so they're not going to make the right regulation. Yeah. Like Tim sent me some article about Elizabeth Warren.
Oh, you sent it to me.
And I sent it to you, and I was just like, her quotes, she just doesn't understand it.
Yeah.
She's just like, they're just completely out to lunch. Like these are basic... Like, I know Coinbase, Brian Armstrong, they're working lockstep with the SEC for like years.
Yeah.
And they're trying to educate them. The problem if the politicians don't understand it, and I'll take this from a medicine perspective. I was talking to Vinod, who worked at Oscar Health Insurance, and he's dealt with a lot of different insurance companies and big pharma as a result. And he's actually spent a year talking to politicians and Congress staffers on how to regulate health insurance better, how to regulate pharma better. And the staffers were basically like, we just don't understand it. So we lean on big pharma to give us guidelines.
Oh my God.
This is direct quotes from Congress people.
Yeah, let's hear the names. What are these Congress people's names? Give me these staffers.
But if these same politicians are like, we're leaning on big pharma, what do you think big pharma is going to tell Congress to do?
Yeah.
What do you think Aetna and Blue Shield are going to tell Congress to do?
Yeah. Well, they're in their pockets anyway. So, I mean, like, you're never going to solve the problem.
But if they're willing to publicly say that to someone, that's not even like in the game, not like a politician, like, yeah, we're just listening to Pfizer. What is Pfizer saying?
Yeah. Pfizer's like, we need that booster. But yeah, I agree. I think that's a serious problem, and I
the one hope I have, because known these crypto people for such a long time, like a Brian Armstrong type. They're so mission driven. It's not like the CEO of Pfizer. That's like, I need a good quarter,
so I can keep my house in the Hamptons.
Correct. The original OG cryptos are so mission focused about building this decentralized,
because they're libertarians.
Yeah, and economy. And my hope is, if you have to, similarly, the Congress people, if they don't understand big pharma and health insurance, how are they going to understand crypto?
No chance.
So if you can lean on some like good actors, like you should have some sort of like technology board of these, like all these guys. There should be like Chamath, Brian Armstrong, and all these guys that actually are advising the politicians. It would be helpful.
Yeah, I mean,
and publicly advising. So it shouldn't be behind closed doors, so the public can get comfortable with it.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is now, specifically with government, no matter what the government says, it's fucked. I mean, you see like every day anyone talks about vaccines. It's insane. There's nothing more polarizing on earth right now than vaccines. And this is me speaking from like very closely paying attention to everything that happened with COVID, everything that happened with BLM. This is the most polarizing thing.
I think vaccines are more polarizing than BLM.
Yeah, way more. Way more.
Because it's all racist.
Yeah. People feel like it affects every single country, not just America, too.
Yeah. It's wild. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Another polarizing topic is all these big beverage companies are dumping their big sugar drinks. What was one of some of those orange juice drinks we used to drink? Sunkist? Not Sunkist.
Orange.
Sunny D.
Sunny D.
Sunny D. Good commercials back in the day.
Who the fuck is drinking Sunny D still?
What about drama drink Sunny D?
No, there's a cafe it's called the Kettle in Manhattan Beach.
Kettle in Manhattan Beach.
I think it's been around like 100 years.
Okay.
It's open 24 hours a day.
Okay.
And on days I wouldn't run, when I dropped Mav off at school down there, I would just go and sip breakfast because it was the only place open at 8 a.m. Everyone had a cup of orange juice.
Freshly squeezed or Sunny D?
Probably Sunny D.
Like, I'll have a Sunny D and 4 pieces of bacon.
You can look at every table, there was an orange juice.
I mean, drinking an orange juice.
Okay.
That place wasn't fresh squeezed.
Yeah.
I can promise you.
I mean, I can understand drinking a fresh squeezed orange juice just because it's like a nice, refreshing drink. I actually think people think it's good for you.
For sure. It's like when we were in high school, everyone thought Jamba Juice was like the health.
Yeah.
Like you're going to cure cancer.
Yeah.
No, they're not. They're now called, I think it's just Jamba.
Yeah.
There's nothing
People
juicy.
caught on to the juice is not healthy.
But look at this. So U.S. retail store sales volume of soda has fallen 10% over the last decade, and fruit juice sales have declined 16% over the last decade. And coffee has increased 9% and energy drinks 9%. But I just don't see a world where, Andres, my business partner in 5-4 is working on his drink, which is Chicky Chicky Boom Boom. No sugar though, right?
Right.
Okay. I mean, like, kids have to drink. There's no way my fucking kid is having a glass of orange. I don't think he's ever had orange juice.
We've been approached lately by so many companies to either invest or carry their product or
sugar-free.
Be advisors. Every drink is leaning towards sugar-free now, which is smart. I don't think the consumer wants these sugary, horrible drinks anymore. I haven't had a soda in like 10 years.
Yeah,
and I love Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I know Anand likes a Diet Coke.
I'll dabble in a diet.
I can't. It tastes
I'll do a Diet Coke.
It tastes like Windex.
I'll do a Diet Wild Cherry Pepsi, which is my favorite.
I Dominic, our oldest, I've got him on Topo Chico. Like, that is his treat.
Yeah.
He knows that, like, drinking a Topo Chico, which is probably the equivalent of me drinking a Coca-Cola.
Right. Smart.
Which is just seltzer water.
Yeah.
No sugar, no nothing. I think, like, I don't understand, like, when I walk the grocery aisle, I don't even understand how 90% of these things even exist still. And I know Drama will say...
you go to. If you go to, like, Pavilions in West Hollywood it's all soda with no sugar. Like, whether it's AHA or LaCroix or like
Yeah.
there's a whole aisle of like not sugar drinks.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But don't you think then there's this other world where Rockstar and Red Bull are still on fire?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's full of sugar and caffeine and way worse chemicals.
I mean, we sell a lot of that, but you're in a nightclub setting and people want the energy. So
So
I bet there's going to be something that will have the energy without the sugar. I mean, it's only a matter of time,
Which
right?
exists. There's
Celsius.
sugar-free Red Bull, right?
Celsius.
No, but sugar-free doesn't,
means
it's like not really.
it's chemical.
So
it's not healthy.
Ironically, PepsiCo, I think 2 days ago, announced they're selling Tropicana and Naked Juice for $3.3 billion.
what sucker bought that?
PAI Partners, a private equity firm. So my guess is they'll fire everyone
Yeah.
and just cash flow the
Pile
shit
up
of
debt.
Right.
Yeah. Refinance.
Yeah.
They'll make their money back on day one,
Yeah.
and then they'll get everyone diabetes on day two.
Diabetes for the next
And they'll
decade.
bankrupt the company on day 3.
Yeah. I mean that we will be releasing the headline of Tropicana's bankruptcy not too long. But yeah, I mean, Jason, you're probably the youngest here. What were you drinking in high school?
I'm gonna be honest. In high school, I didn't have the best diet. It wasn't until after high school when I got
What were
to
you
college.
drinking? I didn't.
Just any type of soda. I was going to Carl's Jr.
Oh,
I was eating. No, I was like not eating healthy.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, it was until I got to college and like athletics, and I really started kicking it up that I started watching my diet.
So I guess probably high school kids are
I
just
used to have Coca-Cola every day. The only thing better than that, cherry Coke.
cherry Coke. I like wild cherry Pepsi.
That's why I said Diet Wild Cherry Pepsi.
I mean,
Orange
that's
soda. Man, I used to have so much soda. I haven't had it in years.
so. I guess probably young people are still drinking sodas. I mean, he's what are you? 22.
Just turned 22.
So 4 years ago, this guy was sucking down sodas.
I mean, let's be clear. Before the last 3 years, Drama was drinking probably a Pepsi 3 times a day.
Yeah, probably.
Good for him.
Baja Fresh,
Baja Fresh, large Coke.
nachos,
Yes.
and cheese. Like just yeah.
There's a market.
Yeah, I get it. There's a market. It's just a declining market.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to me that like if I'm Tropicana, you don't think anyone in that company sees the writing on the wall? Like, why don't we fucking do something different? You still have the brand. Like, why not reinvent yourself? It's still a powerful brand.
Yeah, it's probably because if you're thinking about leadership, it's not the founders anymore. They're incentivized by how they perform quarter over quarter. And that takes like years to basically R&D, invest in a product that actually tastes good, that's healthier. Then your profits start going down. Everyone's like, what's going on? You get fired.
Yeah.
That's the real problem. That's why like Zuck can figure out Facebook because he controls the board. He controls everything.
And he's the founder.
And he's a founder, and he's worth $100 billion.
Can you figure out Tropicana?
I think he could
Give him Tropicana for 6 months.
Try this project.
get out of space and stop chasing bait. Like, don't get into space like the rest of the billionaires.
Yeah.
Figure out Tropicana. We need someone solving the land problem.
Land problems. Yeah, the problem is you get too rich, you're literally in outer space. All right. Well, interesting to see how it all plans out. All right. Moving on to winners, losers, content. Brian, what do you have? Who's your winner?
My winner is crypto.
Wow.
I think it's, went down. People were selling. I remember hearing
You
a
held
lot
strong?
I held strong. And now it's Bitcoin back up to 40.
Wow.
Ethereum back up to like 2,800. We're moving in the right direction.
We're hot.
We're hot.
Wow.
Big,
I like that.
Big what? A couple weeks, basically.
Yeah.
And so are you buying more or are you just kind of holding on to what you got?
I bought more at the bottom.
Wow.
I'm not buying now. It's on the way up. I'm good for now. I'm not buying anymore.
You're rich, you're good, you're happy.
I'll be happy when I sell.
Okay. So are you planning to hold long term?
Yeah. I don't know exactly what number I'm waiting to see, but I'm definitely holding right now.
Okay. All right.
Anand told me it's going to 200, 250, so I'm relying on him.
Yeah, we're good.
If it doesn't, we have a problem.
All right, Anand, who's your winner?
I have 2 winners. One is Team USA basketball, the dream team.
They haven't won yet.
But they were down 15 points last night to Australia. And then Kevin Durant just took over, put on a show, and like dominated the second half. They won by a decent margin. Did the same exact thing against Spain on Monday. Likely playing Slovenia and Luka Doncic in the gold medal game.
No, they lost.
Oh, Slovenia lost?
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
playing
that game-
France.
I'm playing France.
Way
shit,
behind.
Sorry. Yeah.
I thought you were a
go
big
ahead.
peacock guy.
Yeah. Look at that big. See if you have big crypto positions like on it, you could have a Peacock subscription too. So just $4.99 here, $9.99 here.
I think
it was his first ever loss in international plays, like 17-1.
So Team USA, because these guys are all stars, they could have easily given up being down 15 and just started getting. I mean, they're playing for pride, but let's be real, they're all worth over $100 million. Like literally every single person. Yeah. They could have all just been like,
maybe not JaVale McGee.
He's worth 75.
Yeah. But these guys are all gazillionaires and had the pride to grit it out and get to the gold medal game and hope they win.
All right.
And the second winner is electric car vehicles. The Biden administration today said by 2030, they are targeting 50% of all cars to be electric.
Nice.
Wow.
Which would be great.
I'm a proud Tesla owner.
Yeah.
Great car.
Yeah, it's a great car.
That's awesome. That is great. It's a good target. My winner is, so I've been talking to a lot of people in the DMs, entrepreneurs, and my winner is to all the entrepreneurs that have kids. It's fucking hard.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know how hard it is now.
Impossible.
And we're fortunate. We have family, we have help, we have wives that are very dedicated to raising children, and it's still like running a business, trying to be present, trying to succeed in your business, succeed in a family life. It's fucking impossible. And so I think the fact that you're even doing it, you're a winner.
I agree with that. The hardest part is going home after the office, 5, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And the baby is crying.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing, it's the most stressful part of the whole day.
Yeah.
Can't get him to stop crying.
Yeah.
No reason, can't reason with him.
No, you can't.
It's just exhausting.
Well, you have a very newborn.
Yeah.
I'm at 9 weeks.
Yeah. There's definitely no reasoning for a long time. Maybe ever.
No. But that's just the stress of, I agree, trying to do anything when there's a crying baby, it's impossible.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of the things that I've learned from that is when I
go to the office.
Yeah, when I come back from the office, walking into home, my wife has said, do not fucking come in the house on your phone. Either looking at it or on the, literally having a phone conversation. So if I'm on the phone when I pull up, I stand outside, I finish it and walk in. Because they want your attention as soon as you walk in. So I put my phone down, we do their thing and have that presence. But it's fucking hard. So that's my winner. All right, losers. Brian?
My loser, I had a couple. I'm going to go with unvaccinated people.
Wow.
Yeah, I love that.
That's the loser of the year.
Wow.
We're going to one-up it because I feel like they are putting society at risk right now of getting either restrictions back where we're going to have limited capacity or shutdowns for selfish, dumb reasons. I haven't heard one good excuse for why someone is not getting a vaccine.
What about religious? Would you buy religious?
I haven't even heard a single person say it's against my religion. Yeah. And everyone has, when you go to school, you don't get to say, I'm not getting the measles shot or chicken pox or hepatitis because of my religion. They don't let you in. So I don't know why COVID is any different. I really haven't heard that. There's a lot of people with it's the I heard people.
Yeah.
I heard I had COVID, so I don't have to get a vaccine, or I heard this, or I heard it. None of it makes any sense.
Yeah.
We have employees that are against it. We have customers that are against it. It seems like more than half the people that just refuse to get one.
Yeah, and I unless what's interesting, I saw someone post the New York City vaccination thing 2 days ago. I was reading the comments. Everyone's like, "Peace! I'm never going to New York City." And I'm like, "Okay, we're really nervous about your presence in New York City."
I think you should not be allowed in LA or New York if you don't get vaccinated. You have to live. I don't know.
I'm fine with
fly over states.
So basically, everyone in our TikTok comments, you can never come to LA or New York City.
Perfect.
Yeah, we're fine with people in both these cities. We have too many people to begin with.
Yeah, just, it's frustrating that it's not just affecting them, right?
Yeah.
It's the hospitals are getting busy again. I talk to my business partners all the time. Should we be ready for restrictions or limited capacity or right back to where we were a few months ago? And it's all caused by people that just won't get a vaccine.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It's a wild time.
They're my loser.
All right, Anand.
My loser is cable news networks.
Whoa.
So CNN can barely grasp 500 to 600,000 viewers for their primetime shows.
Wow.
And during the Trump era, that was
We have TikTok videos with more views.
well in the seven figures. And obviously, when you don't have a villain like Trump, there isn't much to care. And the death counter is not as interesting because deaths are down. So they're probably rooting for Delta Plus Plus. That's the only way they're getting their views back.
Really?
Unfortunately, Tucker Carlson, 3 million viewers.
That's crazy.
So now you know why he says the things he says.
It works.
Yes.
Did you see Seth MacFarlane said, because he's on Fox for
Okay.
Family Guy, and he said, I'm disgusted by my own network. I can't believe I'm on the same network as Tucker Carlson giving fake news, like basically saying I don't want to be on Fox anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think if they had
Which
to
is pretty
choose
crazy
between,
from someone as big as him.
Yeah, because he's Family Guy, right?
He's got multiple shows. He
Yeah.
had Family Guy. He had
American Dad.
yeah. And then
Orville? Did you do
Orville. One more, right? I don't know.
And I think
but
there's
yeah.
a new one too.
But he's like, that's Fox's guy.
Yeah. So what's Fox going to do?
I don't
They're
know.
not. They can't. If they kick off
haven't
Tucker,
commented
then they can't kick Tucker out. He is their news network.
yeah,
You can't get rid of, and they can't let Seth leave, I don't think. I mean,
Right.
who else is watching Fox?
I don't know what's more valuable of a property.
Honestly, I'm sure Family Guy in
Makes more
aggregate
money.
makes more money and has more viewers, but relevance is Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, because if Tucker's not on Fox News, he creates his own beast by himself.
Yeah. People love him.
Oh yeah, he's the GOAT. I mean, people are upset. He's crazy person.
Yeah, he's just acting.
Yeah, he's a good actor. Yeah, that's interesting. My loser is I don't know anything about soccer, but FC Barcelona just let Messi go.
Yeah, it's gone.
Unbelievable.
Why would you let? Isn't he the greatest player ever? Isn't he GOAT?
He's
the
GOAT.
Tucker Carlson of soccer. Like, why the fuck do you let these people go?
So I think it's very different. You have teams like Manchester United and City and PSG, these other big franchises owned by Saudi billionaires, Saudi royal family, Qatari royal family, Russian oligarchs.
Glazers.
Yeah, Glazers. And FC Barcelona is like old school. It's like a committee. They just don't have the resources that these other guys have. And I think they're just getting outbid.
So
I
is he
think
like
they're
a free agent, or how does it work?
Yeah, so once his contract's over, he's a free agent. If he was still on contract, then he would have to pay a transfer fee. But
Yeah.
since he's not, he's just free to go wherever he wants.
Which is crazy because if it was a year before, they would have gotten like $300 million in a transfer fee or something.
It was speculative that he was going to leave last summer for like $300 million.
So Barcelona should have got the $300 million.
Yeah. Maybe they thought, oh, he's loyal, he's gonna stay.
Well, they put out a statement saying that they're trying, like both sides agreed that they wanted to maintain the relationship, but there's just some problem between like the way that Barcelona is set up, the ownership, and the finances of the Spanish Federation that governs soccer. Like there was just too much discrepancy between it, and they just couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, I just know you don't let that guy walk out the door.
No, I agree.
He was spotted last week in Ibiza with Neymar and half the PSG team.
Oh God.
There is a PSG store at the Century City Mall. I may have to visit.
Yeah.
Let me get some gear.
Yeah, if he goes, I'll get some gear too. I can easily be swayed to wear a team jersey.
They have dope windbreakers, sweatshirts. All
If
of
they
it.
get Messi, I'm a PSG guy.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
And they have Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi.
Yeah, super team.
And they just signed Real Madrid's captain of like 10 years, Sergio Ramos, as well.
I know the name.
I've heard the guy.
Yeah.
All right, content, Brian.
I have so much content that I haven't seen yet.
Oh yeah, go for it. I know
as
you're a
you
big
said,
content.
very hard with a kid.
Yes.
But I definitely need to see Suicide Squad this weekend.
Okay, that's a movie. I
That's
assume.
a movie. HBO Max looks very good.
I could do HBO Max. I have that.
What else do I want to watch? Ted Lasso came out. I haven't
Oh,
seen
yeah.
that yet.
Season 2, episode 1, not good.
Really?
Not good. I only watched one episode. Kind of bored me.
I want to watch this. Have you seen this Paul McCartney 3-2-1 thing? Looks good on Hulu.
With Rick Rubin.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
I can't. I need to get to that. I'm so
If you
far
like
behind.
the Beatles, It's
Yeah.
literally Rick Rubin and Paul McCartney listening to songs, Paul McCartney describing how
That's
they were
what I wanna
making these
see.
songs.
Looks
It's
amazing.
Insane.
On what platform?
Hulu.
Hulu. McCartney 321.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I might even try and watch some F9.
Oh, wow. Is that on TV?
It's on. I keep seeing it pop up on my Apple TV. It's probably $20.
Whoa.
That's a theater movie. You need
$20?
you need
Theaters are done. They died with COVID.
If anyone wants to, I mean, if someone gives me $20 this weekend, I'll watch F9.
I'll give you $20.
Okay, I'll watch it then.
Venmo 'em.
My favorite show on TV right now, Dave.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
With Little Dicky?
With Little Dicky. It is the best show.
I watched one episode. It's obviously
It
like,
is so good.
Yeah.
Wait, Little
this season
Dicky's
is
the-
incredible.
The Scooter Braun artist,
Yeah.
Little Dicky.
He has
He's got a show on Hulu. It's
Got
called
it.
Dave. It's like basically about him, or
Yeah.
sort
the
of
first
about him.
episode was actually pretty funny.
I mean, this season has been so much better than the first. Even it's incredible.
And the premise is he's pretty much a struggling rapper, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Himself.
It's himself.
But they have like actual rappers in it, and like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
just makes fun of himself the whole
Yeah.
time. But like Doja Cat was in an episode about them like dating that was amazing. Like Kendall was in an episode, Zach Bia in an episode.
Oh, wow.
They had,
Yeah.
like,
So now he's a TV star.
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah, he
this show
definitely
is
is.
big.
No, I'm saying Zach Bia.
Zach's a TV star.
Yeah.
And Dave is the #1 rated show on FX.
Wow.
It's really good.
I didn't even know there was another show on
sneaky.
FX.
No, FX has some other
They have some good
shows.
stuff. But this show is great, so I highly recommend that.
Okay.
And then I saw the Naomi Osaka documentary. It's pretty good on Netflix.
Okay.
A lot of content.
A lot of content.
You
I'm
made up for
behind.
all the weeks you have missed.
I have like 10 I made a list of all these things I have not seen. I'm way behind. It's not okay.
All right. Anand, content?
So the obvious one, Nas comes out tonight, 9
Yeah.
p.m. Pacific. King Disease 2
Yeah.
album releases tonight. Can't wait for that. Second, because he's on Spotify, I never realized I need to go look at what content Joe Rogan's putting out. So I went on the other day just to see, and he had a North Korean refugee that escaped through China to Mongolia to South Korea, now to America, Yeonmi Park, who's now an activist trying to basically expose all the horrific things that happen in North Korea. I'm halfway through.
I heard it's insane.
It's honestly traumatizing listening, let alone for the person that's experiencing it.
Yeah.
And at the very minimum, it'll make all of us count our blessings that you don't live in a regime like that.
Yeah.
Because it's a legit concentration camp now from what it used to be. Even when she was there, people were able to escape and you might get killed. She's talking about her life. Like, I'll give 3 quick tidbits. Eating rats was normal. Eating grasshoppers was normal. Starvation was the baseline, and you were just basically not trying to die. When someone went against the North Korean regime for a valid reason or not, or just to make an example, firing squad at the stadium, they made 7-year-olds stand in the front to see the firing squad
God.
kill the person so that they can see, because they didn't want them in the back being blocked by adults. And it's just horrific what is going on. And now she said she still has her underground network there that she's able to talk to people. She said now it's actually impossible to escape. They've fenced off the whole country with electric wires. They've shooting people or shooting guards, shoot to kill if anyone gets close, and landmines all at the exterior. So if you make it past the electric wires that electrocute you,
You have to-
the shooting guards, then you have to dodge the landmines. So you actually can't escape anymore.
Wow.
Jeez, that's wild. I don't know if that's going to be on my docket.
Not everything's Ted Lasso in the world.
I'll stick with Dave.
yeah. I'm more of a Dave guy. Wow. My content is definitely music. Hopefully we see a Kanye West album.
No chance.
So you're saying no
He's
chance?
not getting it together. This guy's got spikes on him.
Yeah, I know the
How do you put out an album with spikes on you?
those spikes are hot right now. That's a Balenciaga spike, by the way. That's not any old spike.
And he's putting out videos of him working out, him and his crew.
Yeah, they're getting fit in shape for the big album release. Nas' album, obviously, and the video that's coming out tonight is for the song "Rare," which was a song they were playing at his Grammy party at Grammy dinner at Nice Guy, and they played it like 10 times. It is so fucking good. It's just insane song.
Or was it just such a great venue that the song sounded better?
No, I think it's a song.
And it was our first post-COVID vaccination party.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a big party. And then The Weeknd has a song coming out
Tomorrow, right?
tonight
Or tonight.
too. I don't know who else, but there's a lot of new music from like the big stars now.
Right.
I love the independent, up and coming kids, but I like superstars. Same way I like winning teams. I'd rather see the artists when they're at Staples. I don't need to discover them anymore.
Right. You're not roaming the random jazz nights to find the next.
Yeah, like when you're younger, you have this like you want to be early on an artist because it makes you feel like you think you're early on Kid Laroi, who had the #1 song last year. But
Hey, I will say, I don't give a shit how big he was on TikTok. If it weren't for that Vegas weekend, he would not be as big as he is today.
he was huge last year.
We did it.
Yeah. I'll give Delilah credit.
Oh my god!
But that weekend changed his life.
It's hard with the haters.
He had a
you
song.
know?
And Justin Bieber brought him out. You don't get that cosign?
Oh my god! They had a song together. What do you mean cosign? They have a song.
It's a cosign.
It's cosign.
Yeah, but that happened before.
I wrote this.
Yeah.
Fucking-
Congrats, Brian. You broke a star.
Thank you. That's all I need to hear.
Jesus Christ, you guys are idiots. All right, shout outs. What do we got?
So we have one from Casey from KC Global. It says, I've been listening since the YouTube days in front of the white subway tile wall and small plant on the table, the very beginning.
Since the what?
The
Subway tile. We used to when we were upstairs. It literally looked like Subway.
Says huge shout outs for my daughter Preethi, who at 16 did not blow off this summer and goof around. Instead, took a semester of biology and a semester of neuroscience at everyone's favorite school of higher learning, Harvard.
Wow, my
16.
alma mater.
Yeah, so congratulations. I'm so proud of you. Dee and Anand, you'll have to deal with this when your kids are older. My wife is from India and I'm Anglo-American, married 21 years. Congratulations.
Wow.
It is not easy to get into colleges when you have 2 strikes against you on admissions. Preethi is taking summer classes now, hoping to be accepted to Harvard Medical.
Wow.
I joke to them that they'll need to work harder because mommy stripped them of white privilege and I stripped them of the immigrant work ethic. But all joking aside, keep up the great work. Shout out KC Global.
Wow. That's
great
an awesome,
shout out.
great
And then
shout out.
I'd also like to give a personal shout out to
Okay.
Marcela Munoz over at LAFC.
Okay.
She reached out via DM and was able to get me some behind the scenes VIP action over at the Bank of California Stadium.
Wow.
Had an amazing experience. So just
I saw you posting. You were on the field.
I was on the field, took pictures, players, tunnels, could dap them up.
Did you get to kick a goal?
I did not. They actually took the goals down because
Okay.
they do a lot of different events at the venue. But an amazing experience. Had 2 tickets. Took Garrett with me.
Wow.
It was great. Had a
Look
great
at you
time.
guys.
So thank you. Thank you.
Look at you. Shout out to LAFC.
I have a shout out. One of Amanda's best friends, Melissa, has a great company called Elfin Los Angeles. So right now, specialty retail of kids' clothes. So Mav has a ton of their stuff. They have an online presence.
Yeah.
And they're looking for a social media manager.
Okay.
So they're looking for an intern. If you're interested, hello at elfinlosangeles.com, ELFIN losangeles.com.
Or are they looking for someone in LA or can they be remote?
I mean, social media, I'm sure you could be remote.
Okay.
I didn't know we were recruiting here.
Yeah, what do you want?
What do you want?
Right, bartenders, servers, managers.
Can they
Give your
work from
cell
home?
phone. Give
I'll
your cell
take
phone number.
everything. Let's go, guys.
Yeah, can they work
Can
from
apply
home?
on the Hwood
Can they
website.
work?
Do you have an email for them?
It's on the website. It's hiring@hwoodgroup.com.
The Hwood Group?
Nope.
Hwood Group.
We dropped the.
Oh, hey, well, it worked for the last company.
So there you go. I mean, if you're looking for a job,
If you want a job in hospitality, there is no better company.
I agree. You, could
Hiring
be, you
at
might be the
Hwood
next Kid
Group. You
Laroi.
could serve Dee and Anand.
Yeah.
There you go.
Make sure my discount is there next time.
We got you.
Someone who did bought me a taco last week. Somebody who works at Nice Guy. Shout out to Pedro.
Bought you a taco?
Yeah.
Bobby, I was in line at a food truck and it was cash only. And he was like, I work at Nice Guy. I have a ton of cash.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's great. So I have 2 shout outs. My first shout out is coming from Greg Thompson, who got married in the UK last weekend. So he's giving a shout out to his now wife, Samantha. They've been together since they were 17 years old. I don't know how old they are now, but they are currently on their honeymoon in Mallorca.
Wow.
And he enjoyed when I said, fuck you to everyone on those European vacations, since I'm not on one.
Mm-hmm.
So congratulations on getting married and Fuck you.
I'm jealous. Mallorca. I've been dying to go there.
Yeah, and then he goes, on another note, let's talk about Tim, the intolerant, and his socialist agenda. I've noticed in recent episodes that Tim's opinion seems to center around the fact that everybody else should instantly understand and accept them. He sounds more and more like woke impression than drama does every episode. The center-left opinion of everyone else's on the pod have a much more reasonable understanding of the world and how it should work. Love the pod, listening from a beach in Mallorca with a beer. So a little shout out to you too, Tim.
Yeah, they sound very unbiased.
By the way, to all the people, ruining my Instagram feed with your European vacation, I'll tell you the one thing that I have picked up on is the song of the summer, it sounds like in Europe, which is Love Tonight. It is very addicting. We played in our house.
Who's it by?
Some like house, all I need.
Can you play it? Can that be our
outro? Tonight.
Is it new or is it old?
I think it probably came out in the spring or just it started showing up on my Spotify.
I can already see the rosé and champagne
all
flowing.
I need is your love.
That's a lot of finger pointing dancing.
I don't listen with sound.
Yeah, I just saw it pop up on
gram.
Instagram. And then it started showing up on all my playlists, and I was like, you know what? All these fuckers are drinking their Jerry Bomb rosés, singing this song,
probably on a boat,
buying on a boat. I was talking to another friend of mine who's on a boat, and I was like, show me the boat. You're just like showing me the water. And finally, he sent me a video of the boat, and got even more jealous.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think that makes me feel better.
I got way more jealous.
I think there's got to be a rule when you do the rich guy trip and you just try to show the water like you're some relatable person and you're on this like massive yacht. Show the yacht. We all know there's a yacht.
Yeah. Or if you're in a dinghy, show the dinghy.
Right.
And don't be fooling people.
Yeah, don't be fooling people either way. Trying to act like you're the humble billionaire or you're fake it till you make it.
Yeah, you're like a shit dinghy, like rowing yourself back to shore. Last and final shout out to my lovely, beautiful wife, Haley. It is our wedding anniversary tomorrow, August 6th.
Wow.
We've been married 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
5 years. 5 years is crazy.
That's really crazy.
The time has flown. We got married in Santa Barbara 5 years ago at the Barca. We had a lovely Indian ceremony and an American ceremony. Great weekend. But 5 years is crazy. And I think the most interesting part is she gets to live with me. It's a podcast 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
It's a privilege.
It's a privilege.
Sounds more like Anand's content recommendation versus a privilege.
And what's so funny is I don't know when this started, but so our first date of Haley and I, like dinner date, was a restaurant called Little Dom's in Los Feliz, and which is why our son is named Dominic. And I don't remember Brian. Brian will know. One year I was like, it was like our anniversary. I didn't say it. I didn't say the word.
I asked if you wanted to go to dinner.
No, this was years ago.
And you said, I can't. It's our annual dinner tonight.
Yeah.
And I thought he was a member of like some random club. I'm like, oh, what annual dinner?
Like a gala.
Yeah. And then Haley's like, you idiot. It's not an annual dinner. It's our anniversary.
Level of commitment.
So tomorrow night is our annual dinner.
Where are you going?
Little Dom's.
They go every year to Little Dom.
And I think Brian's crushing it.
I'm coming to the annual dinner.
Okay.
First time ever.
I mean, it's a gala. Anyone can go.
Yeah.
So anyone wants to come to Little Dom's, the annual dinner's tomorrow. So happy anniversary. I love you. You're an incredible mother. We're having an incredible time raising a family.
Sounds like you miss Europe.
But I do miss Europe. All I need is your love tonight.
Oh, man.
It would be fun if we were all in Europe together for our wedding
course.
anniversary. Next summer.
I feel like you should have paid for all of us.
Anand should pay for us.
He
Cheap
should.
fuck.
What's the 5-year gift? They're always like paper, wood. They're always really dumb.
Oh, like, is there something like that?
There is.
There is.
I don't know
I'll
what
tell you right
Paper
now.
is not a very sturdy
it's,
thing to give on a 5-year anniversary.
Anniversary.
Look, in 5 years, you can still rip it if you want. Wood, it's going to be a little harder. You got to take an axe to it. What is it?
Wood.
Wood, okay.
According to anniversary gift giving guidelines, the traditional 5th anniversary gift is crafted from wood. But nowadays, flatware and sapphire jewelry are also... What?
Yeah,
That's a woman. Like,
Because girls are like, I don't want this stupid piece of wood. Give me some jewelry, bitch.
I hope you plan on whittling something tonight for her. That would be nice.
You're in luck. Lumber prices are 65% down.
Great.
Where can I get a good
Get her
piece of
along.
wood? Should I just go to Home Depot and bring a 10-foot piece of lumber? Saying,
that's your
this
favorite
is how
price
strong our
I like that.
relationship is.
She would appreciate it.
A long piece of wood.
Yeah.
It's great.
All right. Do we have any other shout outs?
No other shout outs for me.
All right, everyone. Brian, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. I think your partner will have a lot of comments about your episode.
I doubt it because he doesn't listen.
Yeah, but he'll just have comments. I'm sure in
He's
an
got
hour we'll see it in our
comments.
group.
He's
You'll
very
get some cliff
guy.
notes from
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll send some clips. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. We'll see you this weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and
Get vaccinated.
get vaccinated. Yeah, sure. Why not? If not, I personally don't care.
No, you got to leave.
Well, my new thing is with meetings. Like, I need to know if you're vaccinated before.
So
I
then
meet
you do care.
For me personally, I don't care for society.
You'll care if we get shut down again.
And we're basically shut down.
I don't know.
All right, let's wrap it up. All right, see you guys later.
Peace.
Bye.